What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? January 20th today, 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Shout out all the slimes in attendance. Shout out all the supporters. And shout out everybody that's tuned in. So today, I got some strange new information that I want to share with y'all regarding D4VD. It's like, what isn't strange nowadays regarding that guy? Am I right or am I wrong? But before we start everything in this video, fair use, my opinion. So if y'all don't know by now, also shout out everybody in here. Let me make sure the chat's on for everybody to talk before we start. Alright, there we go. What's going on, Santa? I hope I pronounced your name right. What's going on, brother? So last night, I don't know if y'all seen, this just came out a couple hours ago. New update on D4VD. Well, the latest update, they got a little segment on News Nation, and they're talking about how this man has been caught loitering around Philadelphia High School, meaning he was seen hanging around high schools multiple number of times. They go to question if it's a predator's pattern, allegedly. Now, what makes it strange and sick is that this man is 18 years old around when this stuff was happening. Why are you 18 years old on school grounds giving away tickets? What doesn't make any sense to me also is how you never even attended these schools. You know what I'm saying? I can see if this was the school you were graduated from, this the school you attended, now you done blew up, let me go get some tickets to the school. No, this man was homeschooled. He's never been into a public school in his life. So, it is kind of strange to why you pick, out of all places, a high school to go hang around and give out tickets to children. Now, if I'm going to give out tickets, the first thing I'm going to do is probably friends first. Then I might do a post on Instagram or something saying I got free tickets. I don't think I'm going to target the high school up the street or the middle school that I got kicked out of up the street. You know what I'm saying? And to make it even more weird, these people at News Nation said after they talked to the teachers there at the school, they thought the whole incident was creepy and that he shouldn't have been on the school grounds without permission. But hold on, there's something else I want to show y'all, and then we're going to watch this. What's going on, Perfect Fitness? Long time no see. Hope everything's all in well. So before I play this video right here of them talking about his, pattern, I want to show y'all this that I found on his D4VD gaming channel. And this was from 2 years ago. So I believe he was probably about 18 in this video. And this one says how he almost got maced in Baltimore. So I'm assuming he's probably at a high school in Baltimore. But he's giving out scissor tickets that cost about $500-600 probably. And like I said, to give it out at a school is strange because most of these kids, they're not independent. They barely got their life started. They don't got a house. They're not paying rent with a job. So would that lead some of these kids allegedly to probably run away from home or run off and do crazy things because they're not going to want to miss the concert. If y'all know what I'm saying. Or was he trying to impress somebody? Who knows? But let's check it out. Watch this, y'all.
About to give out free tickets to a high school.
See, that's star. So he said we about to give out free scissor tickets to a high school. Now I gotta be very careful when I play these D4VD videos because whoever's running his count or whatever, the label, they strike your shit ASAP.
About to give out free tickets to a high school. Kids are super smart. Apparently, the past 5 schools been like these artsy schools.
So this was 2 years ago. He said the past 5 schools. So he went to 5 schools, 5 different schools, to give out these whatever $400, $500 tickets to these kids. That's crazy. And you know what else is crazy out? His manager is even seen in the background of the video. Like I said, I'm gonna mute it because the label or whoever is very strict. Look, these are kids, y'all. They don't even look grown. What? And I always been the type too, and I was younger. I'm a mature person. So I always hung around older and mature people. You know what I'm saying? And him being who he is, successful, millionaire, you think he'd be mature too. But instead, he's over there at the same mindset as these kids in high school giving out tickets. None of them got cars. Look, make sure you F for me on the gram. They all like, that's their idol right there. So I guess what they say on News Nation, we're gonna listen. I guess the teachers didn't like this at all. Look at guys, straight kids. He's signing phones. Look, giving away them bloody Tommy shirts. Oh my God. Now, alright guys, 1 school, 2 school, but 5 artsy schools allegedly. It didn't age well, that's for sure. Look, dude, they all about to hop on the city bus, y'all. Look, they gonna hop on this school bus right here, to be honest. That's insane, y'all. He just gave a bunch of scissor tickets to kids that's gonna jump on a school bus. Is there something wrong with that, chat? Let me know below. Straight up, young bucks. That's all I'm gonna say. So this one says when he got maced in Baltimore. This video that came out on News Nation we're about to watch, 16 hours old, says he was loitering around a Philadelphia high school.
Outlier podcast, who's been covering this story since the start. Again, it's massive. Lord, thank you so much for coming on. What do you take away from this video? Why is it important to you?
Well, Jesse, I was watching this video, and, at first I didn't see anything truly wrong with it, and then I decided to call one of the schools. I called an art school in Philadelphia that he was standing in front of, and I spoke to a faculty member, and I asked them, did David or his team, did they have permission to be here? Did they coordinate with the school to put up safeguards for the kids that were communicating with him? What's going on? And the faculty member told me, no. I remember this specifically because students saw a post on social media that David would be around the school giving away CELESTE tickets through this scavenger hunt type of thing. And essentially what he was doing is kind of loitering next to the school, and I think you kind of said it best. I mean, my mom told me, you stay away from the creepy losers who aren't in high school who hang around the high schools. I mean,
and the reason it's important is because...
What's going on, Barnica? I see you. Thank you for the support.
Although he hasn't been charged, the biggest question that I get asked about this is what was his access to Celeste? Where was she? Because she disappeared before her body was found. And was this video not seen by his camp? Do you know why it was out there?
Well, his camp is actually in this
That's
video.
why I also said, did he meet allegedly Celeste by going to these schools? Like the video I just showed you, he said he went to 5 schools. That's just what he said on the camera. You know what I'm saying? And she's around that age range, high school. So it's just allegedly, I'm throwing that out there. Did he meet her like that? Or it could have just been simply online. Who knows? But, yeah, that's crazy, yo.
Oh yeah, and what's kind of shocking to me is that Interscope is huge, and they seem to be doing this almost grassroots marketing campaign or something like that. And look, I'm still
look what I just said, Chad. She was 14 and a freshman.
About 3 other schools that I can identify, and at one point David is kind of saying, oh, these kids they're getting right on the bus, they're not even coming over here to talk to me. And it's just, you know, it's strange, but it's like you said, we are examining...
First of all, why would you want a bunch of kids who are getting on the bus to come and talk to you? This guy is something else, y'all. You gonna give $500, $600 scissor tickets to kids that are getting on the school bus. They'll probably gotta go ask their mom, you know, for money to even get there, need a ride there, and all this stuff. Is that allegedly how people running away from home? And
this because the body of a 14-year-old girl was found decomposing, dismembered, allegedly, in his trunk.
And there's allegations of grooming. Real quick, 20 seconds, what would be the advice you have for parents in this celebrity culture as we're talking about this?
Well, I mean, at this point, parents, they need to be involved in their children's lives, and they need to be communicating with the schools. And again, the schools...
I don't mean to pause this, but I've been wanting to say this for a long time. This is true what she's saying. We haven't once yet heard of Celeste's parents. I think that's a little odd. They haven't once yet came out and, you know, just said, I'm Celeste's mother, or I'm Celeste's father, which is a little odd.
Need to be aware of stuff like this. There needs to be safeguards in place because this right here, a celebrity talking to impressionable kids with their phones, exchanging numbers and social media, who knows what could happen.
And reportedly a grand jury is hearing evidence. We might have more updates in the next month. Lauren Conlon, great seeing you. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right.
What y'all think about that, y'all? Crazy. But yeah, if that, I'm not saying her parents don't care or nothing, but if her parents 100% was on top of it, you don't think they'd be on the internet? What happened to my kid? Da-da-da-da, what's that? You know, trying to help, saying this, saying that. We haven't heard nothing. Shout outs to Steve Fisher, the private investigator, because to be honest, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have probably heard anything at all. Because the LAPD hasn't said anything to us. You know what I mean? They left us under the impression that this guy is an innocent man and he did nothing wrong. He allegedly still hasn't even been arrested. What kind of stuff is that? But anyways, I just wanted to show y'all this weird pattern of him being around, you know, schools. And not just one, and not just one area. Which I think there might be something to that. But anyways, I'm out here, y'all, to the next update, the next live. Peace. Y'all stay slimy. Hit that like button also, and subscribe if y'all not subscribed yet for a chance to win some prizes. Pretty soon we gonna be raffling out prizes to random people that are subscribed. Cookie Crunch Bar, noted.